Alrighty, we are back. What do we have today besides wet hair? This was actually going to be a quick read for my little Let's Read series of reels and things that I do on the Mitigating Madness account. But I love the subject matter in particular, and the story is just a bit too juicy for me to do it in such a quick read. I'd rather enjoy it here. So, before we get started with that, I'd just like to ask the usual. If you wouldn't mind liking, hitting that subscribe button, sharing, either here or through Threads or Instagram or whatever you're on, share it. Get the message across. Commenting down below if you're enjoying what I'm doing. If you have any stories you'd like to share of your own, if you have any suggestions, or just want to say hi. I appreciate that too. Interaction, I guess. YouTube wants me to ask for interaction with my account. I don't know if that's what I'm doing this for. I just really enjoy reading these, and I really enjoy making these videos. So, hopefully that'll read through to anybody watching. Right? There you go. With all that, we can get to the meat of today's episode, which is my encounter with a GlimmerMan. I found this while just scouring through Reddit. I just love reading these stories in general. It's like a novelized version of Art Bell's Ghost to Ghost. May that man rest in peace. However, on Reddit, True Scary Stories, I looked up GlimmerMan just because I'm just going through. I'm just enjoying these stories, and I haven't thought about that. I don't know what you want to call it, a cryptid. I haven't thought about that cryptid in quite some time, but I was like, I just watched Predator Badlands again for the other night, and it just got me thinking about that. And I found this story. I read a little bit, so I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. I didn't want to spoil the story. I wanted to read it here with you. Let's get started. My encounter with a GlimmerMan, posted by unhappy_research_227 3 years ago to the Reddit thread True Scary Stories. I have an outside entertainment system that I use a lot during the summer. It's a large projection screen and some outdoor furniture. We use a projector to watch movies late into the night during the summer. That's cool. My 15-year-old son and I were out there watching a movie one night. It was around 2 or 3 in the morning. Suddenly I hear a clicking noise. It sounds like electricity clicking on and off. It also sounded a bit like the snapping of a fire. I live on a farm with miles of acreage, so I started to get worried that a freak fire had started. Fair enough. I paused our movie and listened. My son quickly whispered, "I hear it too." I always bring a flashlight out there with us. I picked it up. It's a Roy B. shop flashlight, so it's very bright. Okay, all right, I'll put it right here. Roy B. If they're great, then go get some, capitalism. I shined it out into the open field behind us. I couldn't see anything, but I could still hear the noise. Suddenly, I froze. I was shining the flashlight out onto the field, but I wasn't. Okay, so this is around where I stopped reading. Actually, the paragraph, about halfway through the last paragraph. So, let's see. Like the beam of light stopped maybe 10 feet away from me. It was like the light was reflecting back at me, like it had hit something I couldn't see. I moved the flashlight to the side, and the beam spread out over the ground like it should have. My son, who is afraid of nothing, started to panic, and that scared me. I mean, this kid isn't afraid of anything. He loves true crime / missing people docs, horror movies, etc., and never has nightmares because of them. Relatable. He's never been afraid of the dark or anything like that. So the fact that he was scared meant there was something to be afraid of. He suddenly says, "It's a GlimmerMan. Mom, we have to get out of here now." I had no idea what he was talking about. I'm into the supernatural, but I hadn't heard of that one. I escorted him back into the house and then went out to collect our projector and other items we left out there. I couldn't leave that stuff out there. The noise had stopped by the time I got back out there, so I wasn't as afraid. Once I collected everything, I decided to take another look. I needed to make sure a fire hadn't started. I shined the flashlight around, and suddenly, the beam was blocked and then unblocked. It was like something had run through the beam of light. I was really scared by that point, so I ran into the house. Later, I looked up accounts of the GlimmerMan, and it seems like what I saw. There aren't really too many comments on this, at least not by the OP, so nothing that I'd like to read there. But that being said, I love this story. I love this encounter. I have so many theories as to what these things can be. I don't think that they're aliens so much as something from another planet, like the actual movie itself, but possibly terrestrial or what's the other one? Extraterrestrial? No. What's the other one? Intradimensional? Intraterrestrial? Something like that. Basically, something that is, maybe not even all that advanced technologically, but can naturally travel between dimensions. And, kind of like a cat can just jump super high. And, it's not anything to do with even necessarily the idea of intelligence or level of intelligence in that being. It might just be kind of like a skunk can shoot, juice. Maybe something out there that's humanoid in form, but not intellectually evolved, can just do this. And that's what we're seeing. Because they do seem more animalistic through a good majority of the stories, I feel. Some of them do feel like there's something with intent, with a level of communicative intent. I don't think they're all the same thing. However, I do feel that there are some stories that kind of make me feel that maybe it's not necessarily a physical thing that they're doing, where it might just actually be kind of like what was it? The Lacerda Files, where she describes a more telepathic form of invisibility. So they're there, but they can just kind of erase themselves from our vision. While others might just be the famed Mantis Man. And if that's the case, I mean, you can see how giddy I get. These stories in particular, I think I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive on this subject further down the line. And for that, I'll have to, implement some ideas. So we'll see. We'll see. For now, I'm happy that I found this story. I'm happy that I had today to record. So this will either be next week's episode or the week after. And I'm happy that I found this story. So thank you for spending some time with me today. And I hope to see you back on the next one. This is going to keep growing. Just do me that solid. Like, comment, share, follow on the socials, and we good. You guys have a good one.